Do you know what a sober house is? Born out of the deadly opioid crisis, they are places between residential treatment centers and the street where addicts can get their acts together. Some are very good, and as Kate Flexer tells us, some apparently not. Kate.
Well, thanks, Alan. For some, these sober homes offer a bridge back to reality after rehab. But those in it just to make money are sending addicts back to square one.
Tiffany Jenkins was the captain of the cheerleading team, a straight-A student, a daughter, and a friend, until she had her first sip of alcohol.
2 months later, I ended up dropping out. It was that quickly.
Alcohol turned to opioids, which sent her into a downward spiral, ending in her arrest.
It was like this addiction had been living inside of me the whole time, and I didn't know.
After that, she went to rehab, and after rehab, found the Purpose House, a faith-based sober living facility that she attributes to 5 years of sobriety. But hundreds of addicts across the state seeking help from sober homes aren't as lucky.
These people go in there thinking that it's the beginning of a new life, only to find that it could be their downfall.
Instead of finding that new life, they're finding a crippled system riddled with insurance fraud and, in some cases, abuse. It's a particularly rampant problem on the east coast of Florida, home to more rehab centers than just about anywhere else in the country.
The east coast of Florida is the mecca, really, of drug rehab programs.
Emergency 911, this line is being recorded.
But as Florida's opioid epidemic tears through the Gulf Coast as well, causing more overdose deaths per capita in Manatee County than anywhere else in the state, Sarasota and Manatee counties are also seeing a boom in sober living facilities. At Centerstone Addiction Treatment, Ken Brown is a recovery support specialist, helping addicts find sober living after rehab. He says the vast majority locally are good programs, but there are always those looking to exploit.
We need the money to fight this epidemic of drugs in our country. We absolutely need it, but there are going to be the people that see that as a pot of gold.
The issue, Brown says, there's more money in relapse than there is in sobriety.
They will have a built-in repeat customer base.
Sober houses can pop up in just about any residential neighborhood, and they're really hard to regulate because of the Fair Housing Act and the Americans with Disabilities Act. Plus, the Affordable Care Act makes payment for addiction treatment virtually unlimited.
Back at the Purpose House, owner Alan Tobiasen is frustrated by the trend.
Bad people preying on vulnerable people who are trying to get sober, and yeah, it's bad.
He says it gives a bad name to sober living facilities that really work, like the Purpose House.
We change lives. We save lives. I know we save lives.
This summer, the state legislature passed a bill cracking down on sober living facilities. Tobiasen says they're rules his facility has followed for years. He hopes it will put an end to this fraud.
I've just seen too many people die to this opiate addiction, and I'd love to see it stamped out. You know, we need to make some changes.
Jenkins' only hope is that other addicts can get the help that she was given.
I will always be an addict, no matter what. But I've been supplied the tools that I needed by an actual halfway house that is more than just a halfway house. And so now I'm learning to be a successful adult, and I'm trying to raise 3 little people to do the same.
This new piece of legislation will strengthen the state's ability to regulate these sober homes.
Kate, thank you.